And then I have to sleep in my buddy's daughter's room, me and Crystal.
Oh, my God. I've seen those videos before where they swap them out. Yeah, I've seen that.
No, so I have to sleep in this tiny princess bed. So
Of course you do.
shit because he buys all this shit off Craigslist. So it's like this tiny 30-year-old mattress.
Wait a minute. You and your wife and your sons are all sleeping in a tiny princess bed?
No, first I put my sons we put all the kids in one bunk bed room, and they're sleeping on the floor like
animals.
And then Tommy eventually gets up and gets scared. He comes in the princess bed. Then Max comes in the bed.
And then you're like, seal up this room so not even a fly can escape.
And then my arms are numb, and then I am like, I can't sleep, and I woke up the next morning hungover, arms numb, slept like 4 hours, tossing and turning.
That's bad.
And then as soon as I open the bathroom door, I'm like, oh God. And then I look, and then my buddy's son's there with a T-Rex head and a Nerf gun shoots me right in the dick.
What do you think a forest fairy is?
My guess is some gay men having sex in the woods.
That is, hey, listen, you are on point. That is actually 100% almost accurate. But it's
well, then
not.
That's not 100%.
Almost.
Now it makes sense why you guys are best friends.
Fits our show perfectly.
Yeah, it makes sense why you guys are best friends.
That's right. It almost is the truth.
This guy's got a case of the yes answer.
It's forest fairies are exactly what you described, with the exception of the fact that they're women.
They just rub their butts together.
So I'm glad you asked.
I don't know.
I'm glad you asked.
I'm not glad he asked. Hello, I'm coming to you early. I need to warm up a little bit and say hi to everybody. What's up, everybody? How you doing? We're waiting on our guest, who I'm sure will be proper and on time, but I decided that I wanted to come and say hi to you early because I'm a little slow today. Let's give some love to everybody. Tracy first in here. Hello, Tracy. SJ. I knew it'd be you guys. Big Doug. Jacko, welcome. Duncan, Shred Bear, Frashinio, Ricky, Norm, Kendall Hill, Overlord TV. That's very funny. Overlord TV says, man, I'm so happy to watch my favorite show with my favorite 3 people. Hope they'll be together forever. That's funny. Let's see. EJ, what up, buddy? How you doing, man? BDM Casey, Huffington Paint. Huffing some paint. What? Crystal Lapis. Coupo J. Vance Cope. Fresh gardenias. I think I got you all. Mike. What's up, Mike? Oh, I'm glad that there are a lot of people showing up because they know this is going to be Sam's last day as a producer. I don't think it'll be the last day you see her, but... And you can always sign up for her Patreon. Yeah, I'm glad you guys... So here's what we're going to do. I'll give you guys the rundown so you can plan. We have Tom Papa in about 10 minutes. So we're going to talk to him for about 15 to 16 minutes. Then we're going to shut everything off. Then we're going to do an ass load of commercials. Then we're going to come back and do Friday Free Show. Oh, yeah, Cooper, always around noon. We always try to hit noon on the head. And then after this, I guess we're all going on vacation. Anybody else going on vacation? Oh, you have the red shirt. Yeah, I only have the blue one. I had to dig through my and this one's bigger on me. It's like a large. I haven't worn this in a minute. I thought I'd lost it, but man, I tore my t-shirt closet apart. You know Tom Papa from... Wait, don't tell me. Gotcha. Yeah. 100%. Oh, wow, Duncan. That's nice, buddy. Duncan is having a new patio put on. I arguably haven't listened to Wait, Don't Tell Me in many, 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 many years. Just don't have time for it. Yes, it's Tom Papa from Papa Roach. Tom Papa Roach. What happened?
Do you remember what Kyle Eagle said? He was also going to interview Tom Papa, and he was going to ask him something, and we were like, we're going to steal. Tom was like, I'm going to steal that question. Does anybody remember what that was?
Chat room, do you remember? It's in the transcripts. I can go back and pull the transcript.
Yeah, if anybody in the chat remembers when we had Kyle Eagle in earlier this week.
I'll do it right now.
And he said he was interviewing Tom Papa.
So we're going to steal questions from other journalists.
And he said
I like
that he was going to ask Tom Papa a specific question.
Okay.
To which Tom Van said he was going to steal. Does anyone recall the question?
I'm looking in the transcripts. Can I do a Command F on this and search it? I can't. Found that Papa Calf. Oh, Papa Cap and Sancho. Damn it. Not what I needed. Tom Papa. Got nothing. It's not in the transcript. I must have done the transcript from the actual what we recorded, not the banter of us walking around. Fuck. It does matter.
That is weird.
Yeah, you guys get a prize. If you know what it is.
Mike FXU just pointed out that I do have 159 patrons right now. What the fuck?
We have to hold at that. You have to hold at that for 159 minutes, and then the portal opens up. Then you go 160. Oh, SJ is going to try and pull it.
Thanks,
yeah,
SJ.
SJ, thank you, buddy. It was 2 days ago, I believe, when Kyle Eagle was in here. I thought he was screwing around when he said you have 159 patrons. I thought he was just fucking around. That's funny. Well, that's awesome, man. We appreciate you guys and all the support. Oh, got a text message from David Jolly. Good morning, my brother. I will be in town this Monday and Tuesday. Wanted to ask you if I could come in one of those days. I'll tell you later. Not going to be here, Jolly. And Canadian Josh says you have 69 OnlyFans subscribers. Kyle's really cool. Yeah, he's interesting. I like the way he kind of does things. He's an interesting dude. All right, let me go over here and see how Zoom is doing. There we go. There we go. Am I going to really disappoint you guys? It's probably just going to be me and Tom. For a bit. That's not a bad idea, Kupo. I mean, I trust you guys. I know you're not going to, there's nothing in here you can, really steal. You know, I mean, yeah, I could open it remotely, I guess, and let you in. What up, Jay? Yeah, we appreciate you guys being here. We are going to cut this off, though. We're going to do Tom Papa, talk a little bit, get out. Joey's Miller Lite is no longer here. I think we took it and put it in the Air T&D. This is an Atlanta Braves hat that matches Samantha. So, I don't know. I just threw on I have all kinds of different colored hats. This is Atlanta Braves Monster Drip or something. It's like a melty A. Ooh, Tom Papa loves bread. Are you serious about that? Should I ask him about that? I did not know that. I need more magic hats, Norm. I need more magic hats. Tom Papa, the chat room says Tom Papa loves bread.
Just bread.
I
in
love
general?
bread. I love bread. I can't wait until science goes backwards and is like saying like, oh yeah, bread. You got to go the bread diet. It's all bread now.
He bakes his own sourdough.
No shit.
Getting baked with Tom Papa.
Baking is hard.
I don't do a lot of baking.
I can't. I'm not good. Maisie and Andrew are pretty good. I have friends that are really good.
Haven't really dabbled in it too much.
It's different than cooking. Like I can sizzle a pork chop. I can use. I can even do some pretty delicate, crazy stuff. But baking, I've never made a loaf of bread that's worth a shit.
I've never attempted to make bread.
Every loaf I've ever made, shit. Cornbread.
I want to try to make banana bread,
Do
but
it.
I'm afraid.
Oh, now I can make. Well, I don't make it. Andrea and Maisie make. Do you want their recipe? It's so good.
I've had it when
It's
we did your the tour of your house. Remember, she left banana
good.
bread
Oh, that's
on
right.
the table for us.
That's right. See, I don't
She's
remember
a good
anything.
host.
I don't remember anything. It's banana bread. See, but that's different. Cornbread I can't make. Biscuits.
Canadian Josh wants to know if Tom ate it last night, and I don't think he means banana bread.
Yeah, he did. He's freshly shaved. That's how we always know. That's how we always know he ate it. Wait till you see how much he eats it when he gets on the tee. You'll see. Are you being quiet
you
until
get
Tom
less.
Papa's here? Are you staying dead? I would like that if you were just dead silent.
He hasn't talked to us
Well,
all morning.
no, he doesn't.
He's been doing research.
I feel like
don't know
you have
what the hell's
something. I
going
feel like
on.
you're going to do something. I feel like you have like
No,
something
no,
like
no,
you're pulling
no.
a gun.
God.
Bud Dwyer.
Cisco's on his way.
It's just been extra busy
Yeah,
this week.
yeah. He's going. He leaves like tomorrow at 3 a.m.
Oh.
yeah,
and he has nothing packed.
yeah.
Not a lick.
What?
Now, you want me to blow your mind? I leave Sunday, possibly Monday. I can't
Everything
use my
packed.
I can't
Yeah,
use
yeah.
my deodorant because Andrea already has it
Yeah.
in a dop kit. I don't know where my toothbrush is. It's
not-
already packed.
I'm not even packing because today after the show, I
You
go
could have just stopped it. I'm not even packing.
well, till 8 tonight because
Do you pack your own suitcase?
well, Crystal packs for her and the boy. I just got to pull all my clothes
And put it
you
in
know,
a
all,
bag.
all the shit.
But you're not in charge of like
no,
toiletries or.
Well, I'm in charge of packing my own shit.
Okay.
But Crystal does the boys. I could do the boys, but I'll definitely
Andrea
forget
doesn't
shit.
like the way I pack
They
a
have no
suitcase.
shoes.
Yeah.
This is what I get, and it's a little demoralizing, but Andrea doesn't like the way I pack a suitcase because she's very proper. So she will say, I want your shirts, I want your shorts, I want your socks, I want your shoes. And then I have to get everything and line it up like a child.
Oh, okay.
And then she puts it into the suitcase.
I just pack. I put all my shit on the end of the bed, and I'll forget something. Like I'll forget socks usually.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving here, going to go work out. Then after workout, I go take Max to breakdancing
I got
for an
time.
hour. Okay.
All right, here we
We're gonna
go.
run
Shut the hell up.
5K today.
Tom, can you hear us and see us?
He can hear us
Oh.
and see us. but he
Can
can't-
you
there
hear
you
me?
go.
Hey, what's
we
going
got
on,
you.
Tom?
Hey, thanks so much
He's
for the
reading his
time.
lips.
We appreciate you taking the time to do this, man. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see you
having me.
too. Thank you. All right, Mr. Van, you ready to go?
Yep.
Here we go. In 3.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Now, if you want an awesome experience
Yeah.
seeing a legendary comedian
Yeah.
at one of the 11th best venues in the world, it
world.
was just voted that.
In
Yeah.
the world.
The Steinmetz Hall
Yeah.
at Dr. Phillips.
It's beautiful.
And Tom Papa's going to be there March 23rd. So get your tickets. You can get them at tomdan.com or at drphillips.com.
Indeed.
And he's going to be doing his Good Stuff tour. With us on Zoom is comedian Tom Papa. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing well. Nice to see you all.
Good to see you, too.
Man, I mean, it's pretty impressive to be at Steinmetz. They won't even let us in there. I mean, this is legitimately
It's a beautiful
This is
venue.
if you want to be heard, if you want to listen to Tom Papa, the words come out of his mouth. There are no better. I'm serious. There are no better venues like
Yeah.
anywhere near this place. Have you ever been there before? I'm guessing not.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
have?
think I was there. I think I was in the smaller room last time. I
Ah.
did a couple nights, and yeah, it was very fancy. It took me. It was funny because sometimes the Uber will drop you off at whatever the address is,
Sure,
and
sure.
the stage door was all the way around the back of it, and that was like I needed another Uber just to get around the building.
It's huge.
It is gigantic.
Yeah. But for a lot of people that don't know, it's a very special technique of the way the concrete was poured. That while you're listening to Tom, there's absolutely zero outside noise. It's an impossibility. It cannot happen.
So,
Wow.
so Tom, I'm curious because in preparing for this interview, I read that 2 of your stand-up specials were directed by Rob Zombie. And instantly I was like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
It's interesting that
I
Rob
only
Zombie.
really know his directing from his horror movies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's interesting
Yeah,
that he did
yeah.
comedy specials.
And so how did that happen, Tom?
We became friends. I had a friend, my friend Jen Jostin, who was in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, okay.
And she got married, and it was one of those destination weddings, and I went and Rob went, and we, when you go to a destination wedding, you need somebody to, mock the whole wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm familiar with
Yes,
this. Yeah.
You need your satirist friend. Yeah.
Yeah, you sit in the back when you don't know anyone and make fun of the old people and all that, and Rob was that guy.
That's awesome.
And then he started coming to my stand-up shows, and I, of course, knew him. And then when I was doing the specials, I was like, I want to make this more like a film, and he jumped all over it. So yeah, we did 2 of them together.
Was it the first comedy special he's ever directed?
Yeah, first and only.
That's super
Wow,
interesting.
yeah.
Quite an honor. And I remember El Super Bisto. I remember the cartoon that you were. I remember seeing that, and that's where I first saw you. That was like my first exposure to you. So I guess I knew that there was some sort of a friendship there, right? Or
Yeah. And Paul Giamatti was in Super Bisto also.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
One of the things. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say how cool I was.
Yeah, you got some pretty cool friends.
Well, I mean, you are cool though, and one of the things that I've always noticed about you is that when you perform, you dress very nice. I've always thought you look very top tier, all put together well. Is that something you've done your entire life, or just for comedy, or when did you make a conscious effort to look nice? Because you always look nice.
Yeah, I kind of I always I like looking sharp, and it's funny. I actually just had a thing on Instagram a couple weeks ago where I did a show somewhere in some theater, and I was in a listener of my radio show bought me these Nikes and these Air Jordans, and he's like, you gotta freshen up your game, and he sent me these Nikes, and I just wore a T-shirt under a jacket, and some woman attacked me on Instagram, was like, what are you doing coming out in sneakers? You're a classy performer. You're not coaching a gym class.
Yeah.
Get your shoes back on. Put on you dress up. You're Tom Papa. I was like, all right, I guess I can't be one of the cool kids.
But it does work though, because without even seeing any of your comedy, and just years ago of seeing the way that you dressed, it did prepare me to be like, well, obviously this man is an important man. I seriously, I would see you, and then I'd see your books, and you're still dressed very nice. I'm like, obviously, still a very important man. It does change the way people feel about you, and
how they perceive you.
You heard my Tom hurt my feelings this week. He said that I dress like a child. I dress like a Cabbage Patch doll, and it hurt my feelings a lot. And I think I'm going to choose to try and dress a little more upscale. I'm not saying rich, but just nice,
put together.
Well, to the other side of it though, to support you a little bit, I just watched Spaceman on Netflix, which is that new movie with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And Sandler's on the space station by himself, and he's floating around, and I was laughing to myself that if Sandler were in space, that is how he would dress. He was in basketball shorts.
I mean, that's how he dresses every day. Yeah. That's
Sandler, there's no bigger movie star in the world, and that guy dresses
like a
lot
bum.
closer to you.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of
Yeah.
baseball hats. I have a lot of Vans,
Yeah.
skateboarding shoes. My jeans have holes in them right now.
Sweatshorts.
But I look at you and I think that's what I want to be. I got to grow up.
But you need 100 million to dress like Sandler. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to be so absurdly rich
Yeah.
that it doesn't even matter anymore. He
Yeah.
can walk out naked. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. What is the
Martin
Yeah,
Lawrence
that's a good
tried that.
point.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, what is the process like when you're putting together a book? And your latest book, and where's the title here? We're all in this together, so make some room. It's a collection of essays, is it not?
Yeah.
How does that come to? How is the process? Do you have to go back and forth with your publisher a lot, or now because you've done it a decent amount of times, they're like, yeah, we know. You just give us your idea, and we'll kind of go from there. How long does it take?
Yeah, it takes a couple of years, and I started doing it because I wanted to expand on what I was doing in stand-up, because stand-up is like poetry. It's like you're the most impact in the shortest amount of words.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just kind of stretch out and go further into it. So I started writing these essays and putting them together in a book. And quickly, I've got this great editor, and she trusted me. I had a hard time sharing it. I didn't want critique from the outside until I was really, really ready to show it. So I just wrote the whole book and rewrote it and then sent it. So what she came back with was very minimal, just more like structure things, like put this essay first or that one there.
Sure.
But they don't really touch my wording of stuff. They kind of keep hands off on that, because it really is just grown up stand up in a way.
Yeah, and it will also this one seems very much like a guide, right, to how you kind of do things and live your life. It's like sort of a life lesson-y thing, and that can be very personal at times. In fact, there was a quote I saw you say on some interview where you were talking about you were like, I think the interviewer was like, well, you don't seem to have an edge. And you said, no, I'm hopeful. And at this point, being hopeful is the edgiest thing you can do. And that made me stop my computer, man. I was like, that's really powerful. How do you stay hopeful? How does Tom Papa stay? You seem very positive. How do you continue doing that?
Well, I don't see the other option as being much fun.
Yeah.
I don't see being cynical and thinking the world's coming to an end and woe is me as a way to enjoy my short little time here. I feel like this is our time. When people attack things and tear them down, it's like, but this is our time. We're here now. We're the ones responsible for what's going on. We're responsible for all the people around us. We're responsible for our listeners. We're responsible for our family. Sure. It's like this is our time to make a difference and have a good time. And to be one of those people that just quits and is like, oh, the world's burning and what's the point? Well, you can do that, but I'm not going to want to hang out with you.
Yeah. Why? And as
it was a great interview, man. I love that quote, and I appreciate you even saying that. That just means a lot to me.
And Tom, I don't know about you, but as I get older, I'm just 42 now, and I'm like, well, there's not that much time left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it speeds up.
Yeah.
It speeds up.
It's not.
I had a great uncle of mine, my Uncle Al, rest in peace. And he was this great guy. He was, he was my father's brother, and he was the coolest guy. He was the first guy that ever snuck us weed at a family party, and he was the coolest and so funny. And when he the last 20 years of his life, he started watching Fox News 24 hours a day, and he was just locked into that TV and brainwashing himself. And that would happen with watching the Cartoon Network. You shouldn't watch anything 24 hours a day.
Right. Sure.
But, and it got to a point I couldn't talk to him about the weather. I couldn't talk to him about anything without it becoming this crazy, political, dark way of looking at the world. And I said it to him, and he didn't listen. But he poured the last 20 years of his life down the toilet. And instead of enjoying himself and getting high with your nephews, he was in there getting angry.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
you mean I can get high with my nephews
this is
every
short.
day?
This is really, really short.
Yeah.
Why would you spend your time doing those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love your outlook, and I think I'm gonna deep dive into more of like all of your books now because I just feel like, yeah, man, that's the way you're supposed to live.
So, Tom, let's talk. Let's talk bread because I
can't bake. I can't bake worth a damn.
I want to know how you got into baking and bread.
It's hard.
I had a friend of mine, a writer friend of mine, explained to me what sourdough starter was. How you have this flour and water and you put it in a bowl, and the yeast, the natural yeast that's floating around us in the atmosphere, goes in and starts eating the flour and water mixture, and that active yeast is how we first made bread. And I was telling this story to my daughter and my family at dinner, and for Christmas, my young daughter at the time, 13, got a sourdough starter going for me and gave it to me for Christmas. And that was one of my greatest acting jobs, is pretending that I was excited about this gift. But I started making bread from it, and I haven't stopped. I just got really addicted to it. I'm in Michigan right now, and I'm doing Yildiz Club, that great charity. I'm doing a show for them. And they asked me to bring one of my breads that they're going to auction off.
Whoa, dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
The auctionable bread.
They want to auction it off for the charity.
It's a beautiful loaf of bread.
Yeah. Do you have all the latest like ovens and technology for?
No, you got to go old world.
Well, yeah, I use Dutch ovens. I've got a pretty good oven that gets really hot, and it's pretty simple stuff. I mean, that was another thing. Talk about our times. It was like once I started making it, it was so good, and I was like, why has bread been around for thousands of years, and then we get here and they're like, bread is evil? That made no sense to me. And people have been eating it forever, and now we're like, no, nobody could eat bread. It's the worst thing you could eat. And I realized quickly that if you make your own bread, or you go to places that make it right, it's only flour, water, salt, and yeast. But if you go to the supermarket, there's 32 ingredients in it, and there's sugars, and there's preservatives, and that's what's making people sick. That's what's giving people gluten problems. And I was like, this is perfect. I can make this great bread. It breaks down its own sugars. You could eat it. You don't get fat. I was like, this is another example of not accepting, what everybody's telling you. It's like, no, bread is not evil. It's actually one of the greatest things on earth.
Yes, he's positive about
bread.
bread.
Around forever.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love it.
Because the whole thing's like, don't eat carbs, 0 carbs. You go to keto or ketosis, and then you're like, yes, if you could have a balanced diet and eat healthy bread and carbs, but don't only eat carbs. Like, what I'm saying? There's got to be a balance, and you're robbing yourself from delicious bread.
Yeah.
Because bread is delicious.
It's my favorite food with a little bit of fresh butter on it. Oh, like homemade butter on it. Oh my God.
Yeah, every morning. That's all I have for breakfast is one piece of sourdough toast, and it is the greatest moment of the day. It's all downhill after that.
Well, speaking of a greatest moment of the day, you could have a great moment in your day by going to see Tom at the Steinmetz here at the Dr. Phillips Center. It's going to be awesome.
It's March 23rd. Again, you can get your tickets through tomanddan.com.
Use
There's
our
a
link.
big Tom Papa Good Stuff Tour link.
Click on his head right there.
Or just go to Dr. Phillips and get your tickets. But it's a great date night and a beautiful venue. Tom.
It's the best venue. Hey, man, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it.
You got
no
it,
problem.
man. And enjoy Orlando. We hope to see you again soon.
All right. Sounds good.
Cheers, Tom.
That is Tom Papa live from Michigan.
Real quick,
with bread.
This is gonna be so. Tom hosted this show called Boom, right?
Well, he also was the marriage rep. He also was the marriage rep.
Yeah, no, I know. He did
and
a lot of
Boys
hosting
and Bee movie
on TV. But so this game show called Boom, I've never even seen it.
Was this the one where they would destroy people's things?
No, you answered trivia questions, and each question you clipped a fake bomb and like a bomb wire, and
I want to watch this.
If you clip the wrong wire,
it blows you to pieces.
No, it would just blow up like red. It looks like blood slime would shoot out of like.
This looks awesome.
Oh, it blood you good?
And then the funny part is that Tom must have known when the person had a wrong answer, because you could tell when the person was like, I think it's Mercury or whatever.
Right.
What, is he duck and cover?
And then he just starts walking backwards because he knows the damn thing's going to explode. So like
I'm gonna watch this.
Let's call him back.
It's a ridiculous.
And I guess the audience, like, they all wear safety goggles too
It's
and eye
yeah.
protection because everything flies
It's
everywhere.
or just spray some water.
looks awesome.
Yeah, so like it's like the front row wears like raincoats or whatever is stupid. Like you could tell, like it's just some network TV show they wanted Tom Papa to.
Yeah, he's a good host. It was like, just get out there.
Yeah. Anyways,
When was that?
2015
Yeah,
only
yeah.
lasted one season because they had low ratings.
Yeah.
Marriage Ref did 2 seasons. I know that. I remember tuning into the Marriage Ref a little bit and then just being like, I'll never be like that. I'm just like that now. Fight with my wife all the time.
All right, we will be right back.
All right. All right, guys. We